Hey, welcome back to another 31 Days of Horror 2017 edition. We are talking about the sequel to the 7th movie with movie 8.
Yeah.
And Hatchet II. This is the one I owned. This is the one I owned. If you watch our review of Hatchet, you'll know the whole story behind why I'm saying I own this. But really it's irrelevant because we're talking about the movie itself. This is directed by Adam Green. Again, famous because of the first Hatchet film, essentially, and now the Hatchet franchise. This one's from 2010. It does have some returning cast from the first film, including the Candyman, who now has an actual much larger part.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised that he didn't have a larger part in the first film, considering who he is. But he didn't. Neither did Freddy. But Freddy's not in this one. He does not come back. Jason does. Kane Hodder does come back, and he plays again the father and the son, Victor Crowley, both roles. And who else is back? Oh,
Chinese guy.
our Chinese friend is back, even though he died in the first film.
Yeah, I was like, what?
He dies in the first film, and he is back. How? Well, as a different character, of course, who's related to the first character. Direct relation, and that's how. I don't know. It's a little bit of a stretch, but it kind of. Whatever. It works. That's Perry Shen. Again, if you saw our first video, you know all about Perry Shen and his role in Hatchet. That's if you haven't seen either of these films already, which I know you all have. So you probably already skipped through this video and moved on to the next one. But if you're still with us and you want to know about Hatchet 2 and you did watch Hatchet review video, yes. Perry Shen is back, but I didn't find him funny like he was in the last movie. Right? He was playing a different character, and he wasn't really supposed to be there like the comedic relief kind of. He was kind of a, what would you call him, like a servant boy almost in a way. Right? Like he was... Tony Todd's character is sort of like the main. He plays Reverend Voodoo something or other.
It's got his shop and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Reverend Voodoo. Reverend Zombie.
Mm.
And so he works for him. And you find out that in the first movie, the tour... which, because his part in it is basically saying, I don't do tours anymore, which was funny, because he got sued. So, because of legality reasons, he can't do anything. He can't deal with the public and all this kind of stuff. But you find out in this sequel here that it actually was his tour. He was just doing it on the side so that he wouldn't... it couldn't be traced back to him type thing. So, the whole story is the main... heroine from the first film lives, and she decides, hey, I'm going back in. Why? Well, turns out she didn't know her family history, and her daddy was it was her dad and her brother were at the beginning of the first film, and they died. Freddy Krueger, I guess, was her dad. Robert Englund. And so you find out that, well, you know what, I won't give it away, but there's some relation in regards to her father and Victor Crowley. And so somebody mentioned something, another character from the first film says, you got to go talk to Reverend Zombie.
Mm-hmm.
And he fills her in and lets her know the history behind her family. So she wants to go in and get her dad and her brother and their bodies essentially and get them out so that they can have a proper burial and all this kind of stuff. Whereas Reverend Zombie wants to go in and get his boat back. So he essentially puts together a team of all sorts of hunters and such. And yeah, they decide to go back into the swamp. Everybody has their own little reasons. Everybody has their own little quirks as to who they are and what their specialties are and whatevers. And then, yeah, just like in the first film, Victor Crowley comes out and he just starts killing people. And yeah, it's less, I would say there was less comedy in this one. Mm-hmm. Like considerably less. There's a little bit, but it's nothing like the first one.
No, but it was still entertaining.
But this gave more backstory.
Yes. I like that.
There was more story in general in this one than there was in the first one. Mm-hmm. Regarding, you know, not just the story of how Victor, even though they told it again, how Victor Crowley comes into being, but how it relates to people in the film, and moving forward through it, and why they're essentially involved, and it sort of, would you say it takes some twists and turns, or would you just say it's pretty straightforward what was going to be happening?
A little bit. Twists and turns.
Yeah. Because some people have some ulterior motive. We'll just say there's some ulterior motives going on the part of different characters in the film, and with relation to going into the swamp, and such. So, yeah. So there isn't much more you can really say about it without giving away, you know, the things, you know, the backstory that you need to learn, and of course what the kills are, because again, there's some doozy kills.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, this was not my thing before, really. But you're watching this and it's just like, what the heck did I just watch? You know? It's like, oh, well, that was entertaining.
Yes. This is Leslie while the kills are going on. And as soon as the kill's over, oh, pretty good.
Don't say that.
Not true, but that's kind of what it is.
Well, I'm
She's just like,
I can't. It's so gross.
you know, she's vomiting on one side and then smiling on the other, going, yeah, do it again.
No, it's so gross that I don't want to look, but at the same time, it's just like, I can't not look. Just like, what?
Yeah. Would you say the kills were like upped over the first one? Or were they basically about the same?
I would say the shock value is kind of the same.
Yeah, that's interesting, because normally when you go to the sequel, it's like they take it to the next level, right? I don't know that I felt that really with this one. Yeah. I did think that there was a little bit more action, because there was actual like fight sequences between Victor Crowley and, you know, at least one or two of the hunters and stuff, where they're going at each other type thing, you know. But the big addition to this film, which I hadn't mentioned yet, is Danielle Harris, who replaces the girl from the first film who lives. And, you know, credit to the filmmakers, it's really, really well done. Because she does not look exactly like the girl from the first film. She just doesn't. I think she's probably a foot shorter than her. But at the same time, I didn't
really notice.
She didn't notice. It wasn't until after, like, she thought Danielle Harris was in every movie. No, she wasn't in the first movie. And it wasn't until we finished watching it that I, you know, had mentioned that, and she was like, no, it's the same girl.
shouldn't say that. You're gonna make me look stupid if everybody else watches it and is like, what?
Honestly, because there is a sequence I don't know how they pulled it off, because they have I guess a flashback to the first movie with her, with the original actress, and I don't know, it morphs into Danielle Harris, and it's because you're seeing this footage from the first film with this other actress, and then into your new, like, honestly, I thought I wouldn't have known, like, because it took me a second to realize that, wait a minute, Danielle Harris is playing her? Because I knew she was in the film. I knew she was in the second and the third one simply based off of, stuff that was online. And so I was waiting to see what role she was playing. So when it was first, completely her and such, I still, in my mind, I didn't click through that that's who it actually was until, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes afterwards that she's on screen. I'm like, wait a minute, she wasn't the girl in the first movie. I'm pretty sure she wasn't in the first movie. I had to look it up. I was like, honestly, I had to look it up to make sure she wasn't in the first movie, because they did it so well. Like, right then, it goes from one into her in the same scene. And you're just like, you don't even notice that it's a different person. How is that possible?
I don't know.
Like, kudos to the filmmakers, like Adam Green and the people involved in that, whoever came up with that and thought it would work. Wow. I honestly, I want to watch it again.
I'll watch it again.
Right? Just to see that, just to see how I missed knowing what one person looks like, and then not even recognizing them, that being a different person. Anyways, I'm rambling on the same subject over and over again, but it blew me away. It literally blew me away to the point where I wasn't even watching the movie for probably 2 or 3 minutes while I was trying to figure out what the hell was going on, because I was mind blown. But yeah, it's essentially, if you enjoyed Hatchet, you're probably going to enjoy Hatchet 2, as long as you keep in mind nudity level isn't nearly as high.
So you like it even more.
And comedy level isn't as high.
Yeah.
It's mostly all about the kills, right? It's all about the action of the kills.
But I
Right.
still liked it.
Yeah, and yet without, with removing the comedy and the nudity, which Leslie loves.
The comedy.
Oh yes, the comedy. Sorry.
If they watch your channel at all, they should know by now how I feel about the nudity stuff.
But yeah, you still.
I still really liked it.
Yeah. I don't get it. Apparently, she's not just into ghost movies. She likes slashers with lots of gore. Apparently.
I don't know, I'm just telling you, I like these movies because the other ones are shitty that you make me watch.
Maybe that's it. I've shown her so many crappy movies on these
yes,
31 Days of
normal.
Horror that, you throw on the Hatchet movies and she's just like, boo boo doo doo, this is amazing, give it an Oscar.
Well, come on now.
Okay, if you're going to give the second one a rating out of 5, you gave the first one a 4.
4, yeah, that's the same.
Wow, same rating. Wow. I think I might give this one a little bit more.
I knew it.
Because I think
of that scene.
Well, no, not because of that scene. No. I mean that was really, really good, but I'm not going to up the rating for that. I wish it had been funnier.
Yeah.
I was hoping for the comedy that was in the first one, and it didn't show up. But I did like the fact that you finally got more of an explanation.
Yeah, I like
and
that
the
too.
backstory here, and
it wasn't like sometimes movies they try and do that, but it doesn't really make sense.
No, and I mean, I'll be honest, the backstory and all this kind of stuff isn't great. I mean, I don't think the character is all that great. But whatever, backwoods hillbilly, mutilated mongoloid guy who kills people. Whatever, sure, why not? And the fact that he's, I guess, a ghost because he was killed in a shack. Sure, why not?
Yeah, okay, see, this is another weird thing. Like, I think in normal movies, if, like, the character is, like, dead or whatever, but then it just, like, keeps coming back, that would really bother me. And I'd be like, well, that's stupid. And it does not bother me at all.
What do you mean, like, when you have, like, Jason type thing and he gets killed in the movie and then the next movie he's back?
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
like that. It would probably.
I get it, and that's the thing, right? At first, I mean, with Freddy, it doesn't matter because he's not real. He's in your dreams. With Jason, it kind of mattered because he was a real person. It wasn't until later on that they started giving him supernatural things, right? And then it was like, oh, okay, that's why. Even though they were really bizarre reasons. With Michael Myers, he was just supposed to be a psychotic dude.
Yeah.
So wasn't he supposed to be like killed like every single time? But he keeps coming back. With Victor Crowley, I guess he's a ghost.
Yeah.
So you can't kill a ghost.
Now my mind is blown. Why did that not occur to me?
And yet they manage to kill the ghosts every time. Kind of. But no, it's not really a matter of... Yeah, you know what? That's the thing. In these movies, it hasn't been about killing Victor Crowley as it has been about getting away from Victor Crowley. Right? Because... Well, no, they
were
kill him
trying
in this
to,
movie, don't
yeah. Well, that was one of the missions, right? You know? Maybe they just think they can kill him because they can see him or whatever. But in reality, you can't.
Yeah, because that was one of the things. They discovered that they could hurt him.
Yeah.
So because they could hurt him, he must be able to be killed. And I get, well, if we didn't know that there was another 2 movies after this,
that's
you
the other
would
problem.
you would say, okay,
Yeah.
so they killed him. But apparently he comes back. So
Yeah, that's the one thing that I don't like about watching these is knowing, wait, there's 2 more, right? I don't like that.
yeah.
I mean, I like that there's 2 more because I want to watch them. But
Yes. If you didn't enjoy them, you'd be like, oh god.
oh yeah.
Oh, we'll get to series that are like that, I'm sure.
I think there was, it just wasn't on a video.
Oh yeah, well there was that Silent Night, Deadly Night one. I went through those ones for the 12 Days of Accidents.
Oh yeah.
That was quite. There was 5 of those.
So that was on video. Jeez.
Oh, all right. Anyways, we should wrap this up. So, Hatchet 2.
You didn't give a number because I interrupted you.
Oh, well, I said a little bit higher. It's 3.5. So yeah. What was I about to say? I don't know. Yeah. So we'll wrap this up. Hatchet 2 gets, I guess, a recommend from both of us. I do say watch Hatchet 1 before you watch Hatchet 2.
Definitely watch, yes.
They continue directly
it's not
into
even
each
like,
other.
Yeah, you have
Hatchet 1 ends, Hatchet 2 takes over right
Yep.
from the end of that. So do not skip ahead. Do not pass go.
I was gonna say that.
Go directly to jail.
tired.
But yes, definitely check it out if you're into, the slasher genre at all.
I'm telling you, even if you're not, you should watch it.
Check out the first one, and then if you liked it, go into the second one. Because you never know what you may find out about yourself. Who would have known? I don't know. Anyways, there we go. We're gonna be here all month. So we got 31 movies in 31 days. Let's do this up. Thanks for watching. Until next video, take care. Have a good one.